I know that being the wimps that they are, Rupert, Emma, and Daniel kind of cried on that last day. I think it was June 2010 that the kind of final day of shooting happened. But they had a good weep about it. I don't know for you, given that you'd been on this long, strange trip as well, whether you allowed yourself such a moment somewhere, even privately.
Yeah, it's weird. I think, you know, we always knew that that day was going to come, that sort of final day, and it was quite surreal for me. I felt quite, I think everything I did on overdrive. I woke up and I was like, this is the last day I'm going in, and this is the last time I'm doing this, and I tried to sort of take it on as much as I could. But, you know, I guess those days are always going to be quite weird, and it was very sad, and it was kind of quite strangely emotional. You know, I was quite taken aback by actually how it hit us all so much.
So did you allow yourself a weep, or are you too strong a woman for that?
I think more as I've reflected over it, like more as I've actually finished and kind of, not actually on the day, but more as I've looked back on it, it's been more of a kind of, you know, hit me a bit deeper, really.
As I say, kind of a long, strange trip for all of you who've been right there from the start, but a long, strange trip with catering, which helps. But that notion that you've sort of developed a surrogate family, and now that family will be by the time the next film comes out, the last part of this story comes out, it'll be sort of scattered to the winds. There may be a part of you that I'm sure that feels kind of relieved, like school's out in a way, that you're now free to do whatever you want for as long as you want, and you don't have to think about being somewhere in particular every year.
Yeah, I guess, you know, I think for all of us it's been such a sort of kind of long and kind of colourful journey, but at the same sense, you know, we always knew the end had to come, like I say, but we kind of, you know, it's a moment for us now to sort of, you know, we have to see it as the next step in our sort of life and the next era, really, you know, after Harry Potter. So, you know, it's exciting, and that sense of sort of kind of really being driven now to sort of go on and to continue acting.
Do you think you'd ever reach a point, maybe in the immediate years after Harry Potter finally, you know, sort of finished? I don't know if you see yourself ever getting to a point where you just don't want to hear anyone, you know, if somebody comes up to me and mentions Harry Potter today, I'm going to kick him in the nuts. I just need a day without Harry Potter being mentioned. I don't know if that's a possibility.
I don't think so. I think I couldn't almost say that in terms of to myself, because, you know, with Harry Potter, it's given me such an amazing opportunity. It's given me such an amazing 10 years that I couldn't ever shun it in that way. You know, I always kind of, you know, I don't talk about it, but if people want to talk about it, then, you know, I obviously enjoy talking about it. And I think when, you know, fans come up to you, or people who kind of love to watch the film, it's lovely to see those people who it's been as much a part of their lives as it has been for us, almost.
I know Tom was sort of inspired, I guess, somewhat by the Lord of the Rings guys going off and getting their elvish tattoos with the number 9. He sort of suggested at some point that maybe we should all get a tattoo to sort of mark this part of our lives and the fact that we were all together for this length of time. But being largely a chicken group of people, it didn't happen. I don't know whether you ever were part of that consideration, or whether you had even thought about maybe that's a good idea.
Yeah, there was like a few. It was weird. It was one of those things I was definitely kind of up for in sense of an idea, and I think Ivana and I spoke about it, and Tom was, you know, a few people were up for it, and then it was, I guess, those things that kind of fade away. So I guess we got to do it quick, otherwise it will be a bit too late.
Get one of those lick-ons. I'm sure they could work. Every year you could just renew it. And
yeah. Oh look, we have actually got it, and then just rub it off.
I was looking over at your CV, and obviously Harry Potter took up a huge amount of your time. But over the 10 years, you've just done 3 other things. And in 2007, you had an episode of The Replacements. In 2004, an Agatha Christie, and then in 2002, Stranded. Which the fact that you take acting quite seriously, you went to the London University of Arts to study film and television. I mean, is it that you just have been too busy? Is it hard to find the roles that you like? I mean, I don't know. I would have thought, you know, your opportunities now are quite strong during all this time, and hopefully for the next few years. Is it crucial to you to do a huge amount of acting, or are you very, very particular about what you say yes to?
Yeah, I think it's, you know, obviously being with Harry Potter, it's definitely tied us down in terms of schedule, in terms of giving us that opportunity to go on and do jobs in between. And, you know, I have when it has had the chance. And obviously for me, I was at school, so the moment I wasn't filming was time to kind of get back to school. And for me now, it's, you know, there's an open space that's much more in front of me now, the freedom. So I think now it's that, you know, choosing that next role has to be quite specific. I think for me personally, I think when you read a script, you have to find a character that you really connect with in order to play it. So it's just now, for me, I'm finding that.
I did mention before the cameras roll that good old IMDb, which is very, very often unreliable, they have your middle name down as Kathleen, the same as J.K. Rowling took her Kathleen from her grandmother, but it turns out it's not Kathleen, even though you have strong red hair and you're a good-looking woman with talent. So I naturally assumed, obviously an Irish parent, but you do have an Irish great-grandmother, is it? You were saying?
Yeah, I think so. I think my grandma's kind of grandma or mum was Irish, so yeah.
So you know, that's what I said, that's where all the talent and good looks come from.
Oh yeah, definitely. So you can sort of say through the Irish blood,
every Paddy's Day you should raise a glass of the fact that you got all this just because you've got Irish blood. The very last thing is, I know that young Jamie Campbell Bower, who's in this movie, and he's also managed to land himself in Twilight, and he first came to notice in Sweeney Todd. You got engaged in May, and I'm just wondering, you do realise he's an actor, right? Because getting engaged to an actor, that's got to be dangerous. I would imagine, no? Well,
I don't know, everyone takes their, kind of finds their person that they sort of, I get it makes no difference that they're actors, but yeah.
But I should say, does it affect your relationship, the fact that you both act? I suppose it's a good thing, because you can both understand completely the life, that the actor's life is kind of nomadic, or it can be.
Yeah, definitely. I think, and that's also, why you grow friendships with people. You can kind of, you understand it without having to explain all the kind of finer details. You both, everyone knows that the industry of film is incredibly kind of spontaneous and it changes all the time, and you can't sort of promise anything. So.
Well, I hope you both have fun. Yeah.
Thanks.
Cool. Nice to talk to you. Yeah.
Thank you.
Cool. I was only messing about the actor thing, of course. I have loads of friends with actors, and it's just such a tough life. That's the.